Hi, my name's Tammy Abbott and I'm the owner broker over here at Results Realty. It's nice to talk to you today. I wanted to speak about property management and screening the tenant is the subject of the day. Screening a tenant, there's 4 steps that should be taken. The first one is to do a background check. The background check is revealing because you can find out if they have a criminal history. Of course, you would want to know that. You don't want your appliances being stolen or exchanged out for a cheaper version. So the background check can reveal different things like that for you that you would want to make sure to see. The next thing that you would want to check is their credit. The credit is one of the biggest telltale signs of somebody who is going to be having issues in the future with paying their rent. They oftentimes will report to the credit bureau if there are evictions on their record or if there's monies owed from past balances that were never paid or damages that were done to a property. For example, our company, we will send somebody like that to collections. It usually doesn't happen with our company because we do such a thorough tenant screening. But some companies aren't as diligent in that area, and sometimes we'll end up with tenants in a property that another company had put there to begin with, or maybe the owner had tried to rent out the property themselves and didn't do a thorough tenant screening as well, and so, or didn't know what to look for or to be wary of. And so they'll end up with a tenant that is a problem tenant, and they have to go through the eviction process, which is a hassle for them, especially if you're not a management company and aren't familiar with all the rules and regulations. It can be frustrating. So make sure to check the credit. If there's things like payday loans, that sometimes is indicative of somebody having an addiction, and that can be a problem with any good tenant. We really don't want them to have issues like that. So the background and the credit are 2. The third one would be their income verification. You want to make sure that they can afford to pay for the home that they're going to be renting. So they have, of course, their other bills that they have to pay, their utility bills, they have to pay for their food, they have gas and insurance and all of those other kinds of things as well. And so we want to make sure that the tenant is going to be able to pay their rent and still be able to survive and pay all of the rest of their items as well. We also want to make sure when doing the tenant screening to check their history, their rental history. The rental history is a very, very major source of problem tenants as well. We have a full sheet that tells us, was the tenant related to the owner of the property? Some of the other questions on there: did they have any pets on the property? How was the property left when they left? Was it in the same condition as when they moved in? Did they have any complaints from the police or the neighbors? Were they consistently late on their rent? Those are the types of questions that are very important when doing the background as far as their rental history is concerned. So please keep all of those things in mind whenever you're either trying to rent or manage the property yourself, or when looking for a property management company. You want to make sure that they take all of those steps to ensure that you have a good tenant in your property.